Good morning. Today we are going to learn the song Stand By Me, as made famous by Ben King back in 1961. All right, first thing we're going to do today, here's your tune, your strings if you want to tune to those. First thing we're going to do today is we're going to play the bare melody of the song. I've given you three options to play with the song. You can sing and play the chords. So there's a chart for that. There's the melody chart, okay? Then there is the bass line chart, and that bass player will be doing that part over and over again. And then there is that string solo in the middle of the song that I've given you an option to play too, all right? But let's do the melody together first. And once again, this is bare bones melody. I've got the metronome set at 80, okay? Now, the neat thing about this song is there's so much syncopation. You've got a lot of notes to play on those and beats, all right? Let's start right off. Single notes. This is the melody of the basic melody, okay? Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... This is a chorus repeat. Okay, so you got a bunch of things to watch out for. Now that time that I played it for you, I played it just like I was going to repeat the chorus. The chorus is generally played 2 times at the end of this song, and otherwise you just play the chorus 1 time and you jump right back up to the top where the melody begins, the verse begins, right? If you want to repeat that chorus, you want to play it twice, you got to play this little tag measure at the very end of the sheet. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay? Now, to me, I'm guessing one of the trickiest lines for you is going to be line 6. Let's count that out real slow, because we've got that ending is just really, you got to really pay attention, because you've got the and beat at the end of the 3rd beat of the measure that you've got to play. Okay? So line 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So those last 2 measures of your melody chorus are 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay? Now right above that, on line 5, the very last measure, you've got a nice little triplet. Now you could call those 16th notes, you can call them triplets. It's a fine line, okay? The last measure of line 5 sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's probably more of a 4-y end with a rest on that last 16th beat. The okay? All right, that's your melody. Now let's take a look at the bass part. The bass part you've got in black and white in front of you, and it's worth really studying this and working on the timing. But once you have it down, I'm going to ask you just to forget about it and play it just by feeling, okay? A lot of syncopation in here, but you got to study, like I said, and then just let go and play it, okay? Let's turn this metronome back on. Okay, we're going to try the bass line. Now this bass line, what's really interesting about this, whether the person is doing the verse or the chorus or the solo, any section of the song, this bass line continuously repeats. It never stops once it starts. All right? So you've got to be a dedicated bass player to really pull this one off. You gotta get used to locking into that syncopated rhythm and knowing that you're going to play the same thing over and over again for the good of the community band, right? Or the duet. Okay, here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and again. One more time. Okay, now you'll notice that I'm like I'm making my notes sound more staccato, so I'm sort of like knocking the reverb off the end of them. Now when I hit those open strings, you don't have to do it this way, but if you want it to sound really clippy, you want to hit that note and then just let your hand rest on the string. See how I'm doing that? Now we all know that as soon as we play a note and we lift our finger off of it, it's going to stop. Because I'm always telling you the opposite of that, right? I'm telling you, leave your finger there and let it ring until you need something else to be played, right? This is the opposite of that. I'm going to ask you to get real staccato sounding on this. See how I'm lifting my finger up after those fretted notes? Okay. All right, let's slow it down just a little bit. And let's look at the solo, the string solo. Now this was a really hard thing for me to tab out because it's violins and it's 2 violin parts, maybe 3 violin parts sort of overlapping each other. So I made the best of it and just knocked out what I felt like was the essence of this violin solo. This is a solo. If you listen to the original version of this on YouTube, it comes in at about 1 minute 50 seconds. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, 3, 4. Oh, darling, darling, stand. Okay? All right, that's the violin solo in the middle of it. Now, don't fret because I'm going to play this song for you on the guitar so you can practice all these different parts any way you want to. Before I do that, though, let's talk about the chords on this song. You can do a boom, diddy, boom, diddy, boom. Let's take our metronome back up to 80. I knocked it down to play that solo. I think that's back on 80. Feels fast after the slow piece that we just did. That's 84. There's 80. Okay. So a simple boom, diddy, boom, diddy, boom, diddy will work. Okay. Now there's also that pattern in which I tell you to swing and miss on the third beat of the 4-beat measure. Let's talk about that for a second. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and... Now you notice how my hand never stops, all right? So I keep that momentum going with my hand, but I lift my pick up and miss the strings on the third beat. 1, 2, and miss, and 4, and 1, 2, and miss, and 4, and 1, 2, and miss, and 4, and 1, 2, and miss, and 4, and... That can feel a little complicated. Don't worry about it if you can't get that right away. Some people are going to jump on that right away. Other folks are going to struggle with it a little bit. It's perfectly normal. It's more normal to struggle with it than it is to get it right away. So know that you're in good company if that syncopated strumming pattern feels odd to you. Okay? All right, I'm going to turn the metronome back on. Make sure I've got my trusty guitar all tuned up. This guitar, while I'm checking the tuning on it, was given to me by a very, very, very dear student, actually a couple years younger than me, that passed very suddenly of cancer a few weeks ago. And this is his beautiful Taylor guitar that he asked his family to give to me. So for Richard Rosebrock, I will forever be playing this guitar in his honor. Okay, here we go. I'm going to play the intro first, okay? Now, when I'm playing this guitar part and singing it, and keep your fingers crossed so I can hit my notes, you know, half the time I'm not singing in the key that I should be singing when I'm doing these videos for you, so don't judge me, okay? Anyway, when I'm playing this, you can practice the bass line over and over again. You can practice the melody, although when I sing these words, it might not sync up completely with the melody as I've written it out, but you can still practice it. You can play the instrumental, the violin solo at 1:50 into it on the video. I'm not sure where it's going to fall, where you and I are going to do it right now. But anyway, here's the guitar part. I'll sing as much as I can. Allergies are kicking up big time, so pray for me. Here we go. Here's our intro. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. There's that B minor. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see, no, I won't be afraid. As long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. Here's line 8. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountain should crumble to the sea, I won't cry. I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Okay, here comes that solo if you want to play it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand by me? Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. I'm gonna do a turnaround here. Oh, stand by me. Okay, there we go. All right, my B minors are a little stiff this morning. You know, I talk to you often about arthritis and things like that. I just celebrated my 60th birthday a couple of weeks ago, and in my late 50s, things started getting stiffer and stiffer and stiffer, and so I'm always looking for new instruments that will help me accommodate my my new stiffness and my age as I get a little bit older. I know a lot of you watching this, sometimes you'll be all the way up into your 80s when you're playing these songs with me, and you're looking at me thinking at 60 like, oh, it gets a little more challenging, Kara. That's what you're thinking. Anyway, I hope you enjoy playing this song with me, and please let me know if you have any questions. If you want hard copies, because you're not a regular student of mine that sees me in person, just pop me a message off of karabarner.com, and I'll make sure you get hard copies. Okay? Thanks so much.